Now live from Palin Music Studios in Springfield, Missouri, it's Wake Up with Greg. Here's your host, Greg.
Good morning, my friends, and happy Monday to you. Welcome to Wake Up with Greg. I am your host, Greg Rosander with Palin Music Center. It's a beautiful Monday morning here in Springfield, Missouri. Sun is shining. 47 degrees, I think it was this morning. Nice, chilly. We're getting fall, folks. I'm absolutely loving it. Getting some fall. So I hope you guys are getting some too. I know it's kind of crazy weather all over the country, but hopefully you're getting to enjoy some nice fall weather before winter gets, because you know winter's coming. As the Game of Thrones folks always say, winter is coming. So be prepared, be ready. So good morning to you all. Welcome to the show. Happy to have you here. What a crazy weekend last couple of days of the week last week. For those of you who weren't around or didn't see the show Thursday and Friday, just had one of the best experiences of my life getting to interview Jay Beckenstein of Spyro Gyra. It was certainly a memorable occasion for me. It was a beautiful time. The concert was amazing. We'll be having a special edition of this show featuring that interview and some of the concert footage and whatnot. So stay tuned for that, because that'll be coming out probably next week. I'm not sure we'll be able to get it all edited up and finished this week, but it'll be soon. So keep your eyes out for that. Hey, Uncle Ken is here. Good. Oh, and Uncle Ralph both. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Vincent's here as well. Mom's here. Good morning. Or Claire. I should say Claire is here. There you go. For those of you new to the show, don't know who we are or what we're doing, this is, like I said, Wake Up with Greg. Every weekday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, right here on our Palin Music Band and Orchestra channel. And I'm here to share the internet's coolest instruments with you. These are instruments available for you to purchase on our website at palinmusic.com, or by giving us a call at 417-882-7006, or checking out our Reverb page at reverb.com. Today, it's Monday, but I'm doing trombones today. So usually it's like a trombone Tuesday or a trombone Thursday, but I'm doing trombones today, so why not? And trying to tie everything in thematically in one form or another. It's going to be kind of an interesting show. I don't know that I planned it that way, but, you know, hey, things work out. I was telling Jordan, this little genius pops in my head sometimes. I don't know where he comes from. But he doesn't stay very long. He usually pops in and then leaves again. It takes me a while to find him. But so we got trombones today, got some really cool horns to share with you. And then in addition to the instruments, which is, of course, the primary reason we're here. But the rest of the time, we're just here to have some fun. I like to share music with you. We talk about all kinds of different things, art, literature, food, travel, you name it, whatever. Whatever comes into my little brain today. So I've got some cool things to share that I don't think I've shared on the show before. So if I have, I apologize for any repeats. But hey, we're in 160-something episodes now. I don't know. So bound to repeat something over time. I'd love to be able to have it where there's never a repeat of anything. But that's a challenge, I'll tell you. So anyway, that's the show. That's what we've got going on for you. Here's what you all can do for me. Hit the like button, hit the share button, share this with all your friends, family, relatives, and everyone else out there, And then subscribe, most importantly, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of the support that we've had so far. We're in the 1570s, it looks like, subscriber-wise. So, we're inching up, inch by inch, moment by moment, step by step. All right. So then, and then hit the bell icon so you get notified of what's coming up. And then most importantly, we have the live stream chat. So you can ask your questions, leave your comments, let me know where in the world you're watching from. Ken, are you here in town, or are you up at Roger? Where are you? I don't know. You're with Ralph, so you must be here in Ozark. Or is he up there with you? I don't know where you guys are. Anyway, so that's all of the news that's fit to print. We've got... Cars and Guitars Trunk or Treat coming up here in a few days, the 26th, I believe it is, Saturday the 26th. So check out all of our different social media sources for all of the information on that. Bring your kiddos, get some candy, listen to some music, and just have some fun. So we got that coming up. And then I think that's about it, folks. So we're going to dive into this show. But before we dive in, I mean, this is like the most important part of the show right now, is saying good morning to Jordan. Good morning, Jordan.
Good morning.
How are you, brother?
Doing well.
Doing well, doing well.
Yes.
Got a little extra sleep this weekend, apparently.
Yeah.
We were chatting this morning about being tired, and Jordan, I guess, woke up and put his socks on and went back to sleep. And then
just one step at a time. And then...
one step at a time. We just do this piece by piece. We get up, put our socks on, go to sleep, get back up, put a shirt on, go back to sleep. By the time it's noon, you've got all your clothes on, you're ready to start your day.
It's the way to do it.
It's the way to do it. Any other exciting stuff this weekend? No?
No,
Yeah,
just a big chill weekend.
Big chill weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have made progress on our Harry Potter journey.
Oh, yes. How far are you now?
We watched what did we watch? Well, last night we watched Order of the Phoenix,
Okay.
I think. And the previous one to that was what? Goblet of Fire, I think? No. I don't know. There's so many of them, I can't keep them all straight. Oh, no, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. No, Prisoner of Azkaban, and then Goblet of Fire, and then, yeah, okay. I think there's still like three more films. We've watched 5 now, I think. So anyway,
Okay.
I'm just rambling about Harry Potter. Never seen all of the movies all the way through, and I've never read the books. My apologies to J.K. Rowling out there. I've made it a part of my to-do list for 2025. I'm going to read through the whole series. So
Oh, wow. There you go.
we'll see how that goes. Maybe that'll be my theme for 25 is just read series of books. So I'll read that. Maybe I'll read the C.S. Lewis Chronicles of Narnia.
There you go.
Or maybe I'll read Lord of the Rings again and The Hobbit and all that. Of course, I've already done those. Those I've read. Anyway, I'm just rambling, guys. So we're gonna let's just dive into the show. Get started on some cool horns here.
All right. Before the first horn, can you tell us about your shirt and watch today?
Shirt and watch today. Yeah, the shirt. And this is going to tie into something I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But honestly, I don't think I intended it, but it just worked out that way. This is a brand of shirt you don't normally hear from me on this show, but North Face is the brand of this shirt. But I absolutely love this shirt. It's kind of a very southwestern themed desert scene. We've got Joshua trees. If I get closer, you can probably see them. All these little prickly trees, or the Joshua trees, and then the prickly pear cactus that we've got on here with the little yellow flowers. Being from California primarily, born in Arizona, this desert scene is really kind of special to me and makes me feel good. So I love the Joshua tree. Is one of just my favorite plants altogether. I love how beautiful it is, yet prickly and evil looking at the same time. Kind of cool. And then, of course, prickly pears. Prickly pears are awesome. If you've ever had the actual fruit of a prickly pear, they're delightful. They make amazing smoothies, make great candy, make great cocktails. So anyway, that's just a little bit about the shirt. And then the watch, I'm just going to pop it off here real quick to make it easier for you guys to see. This is my Nixon Spur watch. This is a very special watch to me. I know I've shared it many times, but I always want to give props where props are due. This used to belong to my cousin David, who sadly passed a few years ago, and my Uncle Roger and Aunt Pam gave this to me in honor of him, and I wear it especially in honor of him. He was a very special guy, and miss him a lot, and this is a very beautiful watch that I get to wear to remember David. And but it's a Nixon. Nixon is kind of an interesting brand. They kind of position themselves towards the kind of the outdoorsy / skater community. It's kind of interesting, skating, surfing, whatnot. So they're very active watches in that regard. But man, they're just super cool. I absolutely love it. One of my all-time favorites. So, and love you guys out there. Aunt Pam, Uncle Roger, and Uncle Ken, and Uncle Ralph, and all the rest of you out there. So, all right, so that's the shirt, that's the watch, that's the game. Let's play Trombone Monday. How about Trombone-a-thon? We've done Trombone-a-thon. Trombonanza. No, we've done that one.
Yeah.
We've done Trombonanza. We've done Trombone-a-thon. We've done, I don't know. You guys come up with something.
Yeah, letting them do the work.
All right. First item up for grabs. I'm not going to try to show the cases. They're just too big and bulky. But this one has a traditional style, kind of a wood frame case, black Tolex exterior, brass hardware. This is a Getzen Eterna. And I didn't plan this, but it just worked out this way. We've got 3 different bell material configurations for each of these horns to show you kind of the progression of the different styles. All right, so first up, we have the Getzen Eterna. This is the model 1047 FR. R for rose brass bell. So what have we here? We've got rose brass. Actually, and we've got it on not just the bell, but we also have it on the crooks and the branches of the F attachment section here as well. So now I was talking about this, I think, briefly on my Friday show about the difference between a 1-piece and a 2-piece bell. Now this one is a 2-piece bell, and you can actually see, I don't know if it's going to show up on the screen. I'm going to try to get close enough. There is a little line right here. I don't know if you can see that, where the bell flare and the bell, I don't know what you, the branch of the bell and the bell flare are brazed together there to make it one piece, basically. But oftentimes they'll do that in a trombone because they'll use 2 different gauges of brass here to give a little bit of effect on the brilliance and the resonance and the projection of the horn. But let me just show you the logo and stuff there. So this is rose brass. So rose brass has got the highest copper content of the common brasses that you see on these instruments. And then, of course, on the upper stack here, we have the full open wrap F attachment with the traditional rotor there. Let me get the rotor moving. You can see the mechanical linkage there on the rotor. So what the F attachment does is this just makes the horn a lot more versatile as far as the range of the horn, and the facility of the horn allows it to be able to be played faster passages and whatnot. So that is the upper section. This is a 8.5-inch diameter bell with a 547 bore, large bore. So let me show you the slide on that, because the bore is typically measured at the slide, I believe. Hand slide. So we have a yellow brass outer slides with the chromed nickel silver inner slide. Super smooth. I mean, you can't even hear it. I've got that right next to the mic. It's not making any noise. It is so smooth. It's just like silk. Nickel silver appointments at top, nickel silver crook at the bottom. There you go. I'm not going to try to assemble these together because there's just not much room here to do that. But maybe we'll redesign the set one of these days where we've got a lot of breathing room. Brother Steve-O is here. Good morning from Nixa. I'm going to see you tonight for dinner, my friend. Looking forward to it at Cafe Cusco. Those of you in the area know about Cafe Cusco. Fantastic, is it Peruvian restaurant, I think? Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's Peruvian. But man, it's fantastic. We'll be getting some tiger shots tonight. All right. So that's the first horn. That's the Getzen Eterna 1047 FR, live on the website, palinmusic.com. Check out our reverb page, reverb.com, or call me at 417-882-7006. And we can get you a new horn today. All right, I'm going to set this one aside. We'll just put it there. How about that? And we'll grab horn number 2. All right. What's up next, Mr. Jordan?
Up next, can you recommend music to us today?
Music, yes. Coffee first. All right. So my musical choice for today, I figured, hey, it's Trombone Monday. It's trombone time. I don't know. Anyway, trombone time. Trombolone. I'm losing my mind on a Monday. All right. So I've talked about the Marsalis family on this show probably multiple times. Branford Marsalis, one of my all-time favorite saxophone players. Wynton Marsalis, his younger brother, one of the legendary trumpeters in the world and jazz educators and Just phenomenal musician. And then they have another brother by the name of Delfeo Marsalis. And Delfeo is the trombonist in the family. And so I thought I would share a little trombone music with you today. So this is Delfeo Marsalis and his Uptown Jazz Orchestra from the album Crescent City Jewels. The song is El Ultimo Cafe. El Ultimo Cafe. Ultimo, U-L-T-I-M-O. It's a hard word to say, honestly, without any Spanish accents like I don't have. But he's got his brother Branford on here, which is really cool. But man, it's just a great, just straight ahead traditional jazz tune. Man, it's just beautiful. I mean, both the saxophone and the trombone work on this song are just outstanding, which you would expect nothing less from the Marsalis family. So this is just a beautiful song. On the trombone theme today, I thought I'd share one more time. Delfeo Marsalis and his Uptown Jazz Orchestra, Crescent City Jewels, and the song is El Ultimo Cafe. Give it a listen today, guys, because I really think you'll like it, because it's just beautiful. Adding it right now to the Wake Up with Greg playlist on Spotify, right there, so you can check that out and listen to the over 13 hours of music we've got on there now. Every song I've recommended on this show for the past 160-something episodes. So there you go. That's your musical choice. One more time, Delfeo Marsalis and his Uptown Jazz Orchestra, Crescent City Jewels, El Ultimo Cafe. Ta-da! Oh, wait a minute. What was that? There was a little thing there. Here we go. Let's look. Isn't he just a dashing young man, Mr. Delfeo Marsalis? There he is with his trombone. Yep, he looks like his brothers. Maybe I should have picked his song Upud Padu. Upud Padu? I don't know. Maybe we'll do that one on the next trombone day. All right, so that's the musical choice for the day. Let's jump into another trombone for you today. This may seem like a repeat because I shared this same model of horn on Friday, but not in this bell configuration. So, still something new, something different. This is the Bach Stradivarius model 42BO G. Let's see, G. Let's see, A. I don't remember my sign language letters right now. It's too early on a Monday morning to do that. So the BOG, G for gold brass bell. So let me pop this one open. And again, traditional Bach style case with the brown leather with a kind of alligator trim on the sides, or the edges, I should say. And so here we go with this one. This is the model 42BOG, one of the most iconic symphonic horns on the planet. Great for really all styles of music. You can use it for symphony work, or you can use it for jazz work, just about any kind of section trombone work you're doing. But here we go. So we've got a gold brass bell on this guy. The previous one was rose brass. So basically we're talking about the percentage of copper in the bell, which affects the tone and flavor or color of the tone. The more copper, usually the warmer, richer sound you get. The less copper, the brighter, brassier per se, edgier sound you get. And then we've got the full open wrap F attachment here with the single traditional rotor there. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Very simple. The wrap design a little bit different. I mean, you may remember it on the Getzen. This tube kind of curved a little bit more, so this one's got a more straight line. And you notice this extends out further than it did on the last one because it has less of a curve here. It's all about the design from each manufacturer. There's not necessarily one that's better than the other. Each one's going to give you a different feel, a different performance, and a different sound. And really, it's ultimately what you like as to what's going to be best for you. So, but again, this is a top grade pro horn, gold brass bell, also 8.5-inch diameter bell. This is a one-piece bell, hand hammered one-piece bell, hand formed, made in the USA, as was the Getzen. The Getzen's made in the USA also, different states, of course. 547 bore, right? Large bore. There you go. Let's take a look at the slide section here. I love these cases. I hope they don't do away with these cases like they are on the trumpets. But, you know, what do they say? You know, we're just, we got to make adjustments and improvements there. So here we go. This is where, again, the bore is measured. Yellow brass on the outer slide on this, all the way around. Even the crook is yellow brass. Nickel silver appointments up top, of course. And then the chromed nickel silver inner slide. Again, super buttery smooth. You cannot hear that making a noise there, which is exactly what you want. If you can hear your slide moving, you got some issues, boys. You want to either get that thing cleaned out or get your inner slide tubes aligned. Because if they're rubbing or scraping or making noise, you either need to lubricate it or clean it or any of that. So this is the slide section, the hand slide section, traditional water key, nothing fancy there. But this is the Bach 42 BOG. It's the OG, folks. And it's the one that you want. I'm going to set that aside and put that back on later. I'll put that back as well. How did that go? Oh, it went this way. Every case puts their trombones in a different direction. So, all right. So that's that one. One last time on the main body section, the Bach 42 BOG, live on the website right now, palinmusic.com. Or by giving me a call, 417-882-70. Ow, I almost broke my finger off. 7006, or check out our Reverb page at reverb.com. La, 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 la. Hello, John Gage. Welcome to the show this morning, my friend. A little quiet on the chat this morning, other than the usuals. Happy you're all here, of course. But, you know, anybody new out there? Anybody watching from Greenland or Borneo or Philippines or wherever else in the world? All right. I got one more horn to show you, but before that,
Can you show us something cool?
something cool. So like I said, we talk about art on this show occasionally. And so I'm kind of tying this in with the shirt, with this southwestern desert prairie kind of thing. And we're going to talk briefly about Frank Lloyd Wright, the world's greatest architect. Max is here. Good morning, Max. Frank Lloyd Wright, for those of you who don't know who he is, you certainly need to check this gentleman out. One of the most prolific and most iconic architects of all time. He designed over 1,000 different structures. Many of his homes across the country are famous. We have one here in, well, it's actually in Arkansas, at the Crystal Bridges Museum that they bought and had relocated to the Crystal Bridges Museum. It's the Wilson something house. I can't think of the main name on it right now. Small little house, but man, it is beautiful. It exemplifies Frank Lloyd Wright design. He kind of pioneered what is called the prairie design or the Usonian design as well. Just the picture on the front of this book, his most famous house called Falling Water. Just an absolute icon of architectural design. Here's some other examples of some of his work. I've been to a number of his houses in Oak Park, Illinois, and in Chicago. Went to the Roby House. But all of his designs are kind of taken from nature and are incorporated within nature and the surroundings to make it our harmonious. A very harmonious design. So the designs that he uses are very architectural, down to the interiors of the houses, like designing the furniture in the houses. Here's here's an example. Like even the glasswork on the windows, these beautiful stained glass. Representing plants and flowers and different things, but in a very linear architectural style, which is just gorgeous. But let me see some of the other. Oh, here's a beautiful rendition of Falling Water. So you got the water falling there. There are houses of his all around the country. Of course, he designed the Guggenheim Museum in New York as well. Here's an example of his dining room set that he made. With the chairs, the very high back, but all of the lines. A lot of his houses, in fact, I think most of them were built on a grid, like squares of a particular size. I think like a 4 foot by 4 foot square grid pattern so that all of the furniture in the house, all of the walls, all of the windows, everything absolutely lined up to be completely harmonious. And it's just an unbelievable style and design that you just don't see in architecture today. So that's kind of an idea of Frank Lloyd Wright. The prairie style that used a lot of kind of desert themes in his designs. And then, so going into the art world, we have something like this. Now this is something that I painted. Now, painted is a loose term because this is a paint by numbers. So I really just colored it in if you want to know the truth. But this is an example of a piece of art or design by Frank Lloyd Wright called Saguaro Forms and Cactus Flowers. So the saguaro cactus, for those of you know, if you've seen any Western movie, you know, those big cactus that have the big arms that go up like that, you know, the giant, tall cactus, that's a saguaro cactus. And the Saguaro National Forest in, is it Arizona or California? Mom, maybe you can help me out where the saguaro, I think it's Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. But this is to represent that architecturally, and you know, you can look at that. Can you look at that and say, oh wow, I can see the cactus, a saguaro cactus, I can see the flowers, but representing cactus flowers. Now, does that look like my shirt? Probably not at all, right? But they come from the same inspiration, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Ah, Steve's packed a cool shirt for dinner. Can't wait to see it, brother. All right, so that's just a cool little bit of art history, architectural history. Frank Lloyd Wright. If you're anywhere near a Frank Lloyd Wright house around the country, and like I said, there are hundreds of them, get a point to go and check it out, especially if it's been maintained, you know, in kind of original condition as far as like the furnishings and all of that kind of stuff. You know, there are people that own Frank Lloyd Wright houses that have, you know, decorated them in their own style, so you don't quite get the full effect of the Frank Lloyd Wrightness. The rightness. I just made up a Frank Lloyd Wrightness word. All right, so that's my something cool for the day. Again, it's something I can ramble on about for hours, days, weeks, months. I don't know. Love Frank Lloyd Wright. Love his designs. If you're ever in the Chicago area, Oak Park, Illinois, all of that, where he kind of formed his studios, and then is it Taliesin or Taliesin? I don't remember exactly how to pronounce it, but his school was the Taliesin school, and then there's Taliesin West, which is you know, a very prairie style home out west. But lots of other libraries and other structures throughout the country that are just unbelievable. So yeah, there you go. Frank Lloyd Wright, prairie style or Usonian style. Check it out if you're into some art and architecture. It's quite an experience for sure. All right, enough about that. Let's dig into the final instrument of the day. And yes, trombone, the trio of trombones, it's tromborific. I don't know, something like that. All right, last up, we have an Adams trombone. Adams from the Netherlands, professional trombone made over there. This is the Sonic trombone, not Sonic like the delightful ice cream and hamburger shop, but Sonic, you know, where you get a Sonic slushie or you get a Sonic Long Island Coney or something along those lines. This is Sonic as in sound. What am I don't know. Maybe that's just the way the case is. All right. We're going to kind of balance that out. Here we go. Oh, this one's got some extra wrapping, so we'll take its little blanket off here. All right. And so now here we have, spec-wise, almost identical to the previous two horns, but with a yellow brass bell, hand-hammered one-piece yellow brass bell. So the yellow brass has got the least amount of copper in it, so it's going to give you a brighter, edgier tone, if you will. But we still have the open wrap, and now here we go with a different design of the open wrap. Again, it's all about airflow, it's all about resistance, it's all about the feel of the horn. This has the open flow rotor, which is a proprietary rotor that they use at the Adams facilities there. So a little bit larger, it looks like, compared to the other two. I don't know that it really matters as far as the size is concerned. But all yellow brass throughout, nickel silver appointments, 8.5-inch diameter bell. What would make a beautiful quilt? Oh, this would make a beautiful quilt? Yeah, it would. Maybe that's your next project, Mom. A Frank Lloyd Wright inspired quilt. I love it. All right, so that's the body of the horn. Let's take a look at the slide. And Adams uses these really awesome. Well, this actually, I'm not sure that this is a guard bag. I'm not sure because it's not a bag. Actually, it's a harder case. So 547 large bore, just like the other two. Yellow brass outer slide, nickel silver crook with nickel silver appointments up top, and again with a smooth as silk, silent as a mouse, nickel silver chromed nickel silver inner slides. So all of these horns, guys, are professional grade, great for the advancing high school or college player, certainly great for any professional player as well. Needing a horn to last you a lifetime and perform delightfully in pretty much any venue that you would want. These horns will work for pretty much any style, whether you're doing concert work, symphonic work, lead, jazz work, you name it, you can do it with these horns, guys. So these are top grade instruments. We got the Getzen Eterna from the U.S. We have the Bach 42 BOG from the U.S. and now the Adams Sonic trombone from the Netherlands. So those are the three horns. That's the trombone trio for the day. So make sure you check out the website, palinmusic.com. Make sure you give me a call at 417-882-7006. Love to just chat with you, if for nothing else. Or check out our Reverb page at reverb.com. So what's last up, Mr. Jordan?
Can you share some wisdom before we go?
Yes, I can. Now, this piece of wisdom does not come from a musician, but it comes from one of the greatest minds of the 20th century, the legendary physicist Albert Einstein. Responsible for some of the greatest theories in physics ever that have been studied and worked on for decades, probably going on a century now. But here's what's really interesting about this, because he has an amazing insight into music and how it applies to him. And so we'll talk about that a little bit. Albert Einstein says, if I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. Now, why is that important or powerful? Is to think of this is one of the greatest physicists of all time. Scientist is an easier term to understand than physicist, I guess. But the fact that he sees his world in music, I mean, that just tells you the power of music. I mean, who's to know? I mean, maybe music was directly responsible for his intelligence, his level of thinking in the physical world, and able to translate that scientifically into formulas and theories that have stood the test of time and have transformed what we know about energy in the world and how it works. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. I mean, that's powerful. Albert Einstein pretty much lived his life in music. So pretty amazing. I was really inspired by that quote this morning. I hope you are as well. So that's kind of the end of the show here, folks. I'm glad that you were all here this morning. Lovely to see you as always. I will be back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central, to do this all over again. Just a reminder, I will be out Friday and Monday, I think. So we'll get back with you as to what we'll be doing on those 2 days for the show. I got to go to California to get my niece married off. Gwen, if you're watching, which you probably aren't, you're not even awake yet, but that's okay. We will see you in a few days, and Mom will see you in a few days. Super excited to see the whole family and get out there. So let me leave you with this parting thought, guys. I'll wrap this up. Helping people make meaningful music is what we do. And when you're ready, I'm here for you too. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.